Jim Jordan, and I may agree with him, for one of the very first times ever, says that Democrats don't do anything well. Apparently, he gets into it with Chairman Clyburn.
Mr. Chair, Chairman Powell, the Fed has two mandates, right?
Maximum employment and stable prices.
Maximum employment and stable prices. Seems like both got some problems today.
Federal Reserve Chairman
On the
Jerome
first,
Powell.
why are the jobs numbers so bad right now?
Well, I think we're digging out of a very deep hole. We've made a lot of progress, but I would agree with you. We have a long way to go.
Over 9 million job openings. Over the past 2 months, only 800,000 jobs added back. That's pretty bad. What
are they paying?
Exactly,
we're coming out of a pandemic. And I keep bringing it up, the child care thing. I don't think about the child care thing, of what a burden. A lot of people can't afford to go to work because they can't have somebody watch their kid because it's not economically feasible because the child care costs more than the paycheck they're going to get. So, I believe child care is one of those things in the infrastructure bill that Republicans rallied about, said weren't actually, infrastructure, or wasn't actually infrastructure. Oh, yeah, Jim Jordan, the morally upstanding man. Exactly.
Frankly, hope they would be.
It's a good question, and
I can't let it go by without pointing out that he covered up sexual assault at Ohio State University.
Job creation, and I mentioned those earlier. Another thing is actual hiring is at very high levels.
Representative Jim Jordan covered up sexual assault, not Fed Chair Jerome Powell, but Powell's probably been in some shitty shit too. Who knows?
Hiring is high, and that's
we don't have any accusations of it though. I just want to clarify. Jim Jordan.
Want more retirements are just something that happens.
What about unemployment benefits? Does that factor in as well?
Ooh, unemployment benefits.
And it'll be a temporary one because something like 15 million people will see either those benefits disappear or significantly decrease.
My understanding is the state unemployment plus the federal enhancements, $37,000 a year. Might that discourage people from going back to work?
We're going to find out.
What? Well, that's assuming that somebody that's on unemployment is collecting the full state benefit. Once again, it's depending on which state you're in, the benefit varies. So I don't know the 37. I don't know where he's getting this 37,000 from. Misty, this is actually something that I found out because I argued this, and I was always under the impression that employers match employees in the unemployment insurance program, and that's not true. There's only 3 states where the citizens pay into unemployment. So I was mistaken on that one as well. It is a tax on employers, which, okay, good. But yes, they are rightfully entitled to it. I will give you that. It is an entitlement. They are 100% allowed to collect. Exactly, we make their money. You are correct. Through our labor, we have been ripped off more than enough to cover the unemployment insurance. I will agree with that 100%. I think unemployment insurance should be more robust.
We're going to find out because it's going to be gone really quickly.
I think we are finding out. You add in the stimulus package, child tax credit.
And you're right. Jim Jordan works on your money. My money.
Literally every single employer I talk to in our district, and frankly, employers I talk to around the country tell me they can't find people to work.
They aren't paying enough then.
Is it more of quitting and retirements, or is it more unemployment? Or
we have seen story after story. All you had to do, pay $15 an hour, boom. All of a sudden, you can find people. Every single place. Might be a little bit more in New York City. The living wage in every state in this country is $13.50 an hour. If an employer is wanting you to work for less than $13.50 an hour, they are wanting you to pay to work for them. They are wanting you to subsidize their business. Fuck that.
A combination, or what is it?
I think in terms of things that are weighing on people getting in the labor force, I think it's those three things I mentioned. It's still some people are still afraid of COVID. Maybe they're living with someone who's vulnerable.
As well, you should be afraid of COVID. We're going to get into that here in a little bit.
Open again will free up a lot of caretakers. I think unemployment benefits too. I think if you would expect a significant, a really strong set of.
Oh shit!
Didn't you expect higher numbers? Didn't you expect higher numbers in April and May?
Yeah, I did.
Are you going to be on Ecoplex channel?
Sort of surprised me. I guess
Because we'll watch that shit. Fuck.
Surprised when you don't have workers. I've never seen a situation like this where we now have, as the ranking member mentioned, we now have several governors.
Thank you, Winch. We will come over and watch.
You don't want the federal enhancement to unemployment. I've never seen that. I've been in politics 26 years. I've never seen governors turn down federal money. So I think that just underscores.
I think it's wild that they're turning down federal money.
You think it changes soon?
Well, we know that these benefits run out on the federal ones.
What if the Democrats renew them, which they're talking about doing?
Excuse me?
We should.
Democrats renew them. That'd be a problem, wouldn't it?
Again, I
don't know anybody that's actually talking about that.
If you expect it to run out and that will help, I'm asking you, that's not what Democrats are saying. They're talking about renewing them. And if it helps if they run out, if they renew them, won't that hurt?
When he says help, when Powell says help, he's talking about the specific problem you're referring to, Jim Jordan. When we're talking about help, we're actually talking about the people, not businesses. It's clear what you're concerned about, Jim Jordan.
For people who stand for
No, I'm just following your logic. You said if it runs out, that will help the employment situation. I mean, I got employers.
I think we'll see strong job creation in the fall. I really do, and I think there are all these, as you point out, 9.3 million job openings, many millions of people unemployed. There seems to be some kind of a speed limit. It may just be that it's hard to match up with a new job, and people feel like they can wait a little bit longer and really shop carefully.
It seems to me, Chairman, and again,
Which that sounds like a good thing.
Policies, but I don't know if the Democrats are doing anything right. They kept the economy locked down. They're spending money like crazy, proposing more, I think a $6 trillion budget the White House is proposing, all causing inflation. Inflation's went up the last 4 months, continues.
I would like to point out that inflation is caused by rich people. Jim Jordan, inflation is caused by rich people. Take it to the bank. Put me on record right now. Inflation is caused by rich people. When politicians like yourself refuse to tax rich people, the Federal Reserve has to print money to help keep the economy afloat, therefore devaluing the dollar and causing inflation. That is what causes inflation, Jim Jordan. Tax rich people. Yes, inflation been happening. Wages haven't gone up. Hardly fucking any in the last 30, 40 fucking years. CEO pay has gone up. Manager's pay has gone up. Does that cause inflation, Jim Jordan? Do we have to pay for the CEO's salary in the price that we pay for the consumer good at the cash register? Is that the inflation you're talking about? Do we have to pay for their third yacht, motherfucker?
Increase, as we said, you got two mandates at the Fed: stable employment, low inflation. We got unstable employment, we got high inflation, and now
we don't have high inflation right now.
Not to work, and that may continue. And then finally.
And they're being very short-sighted about the jobs numbers. We grew faster than they were expecting in February, March, and then we slowed in April, May.
On top of all that, they're thinking about raising taxes.
Yes!
This is amazing to me. First, you pay people not to work, and then the folks who are working, you're going to raise their taxes, and somehow they think that's going to help our economy, when, as I said now a couple times, every single employer I talk to tells me they can't find people to work.
Paying to send the billionaire to fucking space.
Again, it's not my job.
No, but your job is stable employment and low inflation. Right now we have 9 million job openings and inflation that's went up 5 months in a row. So something has to give. I'm not necessarily blaming you. I'm blaming the Democrat policy.
Well, I think the markets are working the way they're supposed to. I think we're going to drive wages up.
The idea they're going to raise taxes on hardworking Americans makes absolutely no sense. And the idea that
No. We're going to raise taxes on the moochers. The ProPublica article from just a few weeks ago talking about how the rich pay next to fucking nothing. We're going to make them pay the taxes.
dollars also makes absolutely no sense. So as
You make no sense.
They are doing everything wrong, making your job that much harder. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
You make all our lives harder, you asshole.
I don't give comments when you make your statements. Tell me what I said wrong in that
It's a good
statement.
thing that you're yielding back so I can give 5 minutes.
They are so fucking sensitive. Right-wingers talk about how the left are snowflakes and get offended by everything. Right-wingers are sensitive as fuck.
Yield back.
It's a good thing, too.
Oh, that's amazing.
With
I
that,
don't give comments when you make your statements. Tell me what I said wrong in that
it's a good thing
statement.
that you're
You cover up sexual assault at Ohio State University, you piece of shit.
yielding back so I can give 5 minutes to Mr. Foster.
It's a good thing I made those points about how bad the Democrat policies are. That's the good thing. And we'd like to answer. It'd be nice if the Fed chairman would answer the fact that.
I wish you would have made comments when your students were getting sexually assaulted at Ohio State University. Right-wingers are morons.